Hello, and welcome, you guys. Welcome to the live chat. Okay, just a few disclaimers from YouTube. Just reading it out loud. I always wondered what that disclaimer was when you make a video. Anyway, we're doing our 5 mile walk as usual, and out here my favorite trail in Mission Oaks, at Mission Oaks Park rather, and we're wrapping up the last mile, and decided to do a video and we'll just discuss a few miscellaneous things, nothing very important going on. Uh, Very nice day today. If you guys can't tell, let me see, I'll show you. Very nice day today. Couldn't be any more than 74, 75 degrees. If I can get my finger out of the way. And anyway, nice, bright, sunny, little breeze going on, but definitely worth getting out and about and taking a walk. Let's see. So anyway, this is what I do. Do my cardio on this trail. My 5 mile walk is my cardio when I'm not in the gym. And as the title implies, a little contemplation, sort of like meditation, thinking on, reflecting on things that are happening, whatever. And that's what it's all about for me. As you can see, a few houses, they border along the trail, a certain part of the trail. But otherwise, it's kind of rural and rustic. Definitely nice and quiet. A little wind blowing, so it's going to hear that on the microphone probably. What else is going on? Before I forget, looked like the Bitcoin took a pretty good dip over the weekend. I think about 8% at the most, and seems to be rebounding. I don't know what it is right now. Could be like 38, 39, 100. But anyway, I think there's one thing that a lot of Bitcoiners and different people aren't considering is that there was probably some profit taking when people saw it go from a low of 3,200 to like 4,200. They looked at that and they couldn't resist taking some profits, and for very good reason. This is tax season, and when it's tax season, you need money for taxes, and after the regular traditional economy being as slow and sluggish as it is, you need to get money from somewhere. So it's nothing like taking some Bitcoin profits, doing a good run up, and then you pay your taxes and you pay off some bills and a lot of things. At the end of the year, a lot of expenses come up. You just want to get them out of the way. So what an ideal time to sell off, right? When the Bitcoin spikes up from like 3,200 to 4,200. You just take some profits, pay your bills, including your taxes, and that's it, right? No big deal. So that's probably what's happening, or what happened. And I just want to, bring that to you guys' attention, because a lot of YouTubers and a lot of different people aren't talking about tax selling, which is going to happen every single year. Even last year, you look back last year, same thing, somewhere between January and April. People in the traditional markets, they're balancing portfolios, selling losers, rebalancing winners. And this happens every year, and it's going to happen every year. So just be prepared. Tax selling is nothing new, and it's not going to stop. Profit taking is nothing new. It's not going to stop anytime soon. Otherwise, what else is going on? I have to bring to you guys' attention that it looks like a lot of different companies are scrambling to, out of desperation, to cater more and more to consumers, even though consumers are over leveraged with the credit card debt and student loans and the household debt and all that. Looks like a number of companies are desperately trying to get into that market. Apple, with this partnership with Goldman Sachs, issuing a credit card to pair with its Apple iPhones and applications. So you'll probably get a dedicated credit card co-branded with with Goldman Sachs and Apple. So you get you'll have a specific app that's going to help you manage that Goldman Sachs Apple credit card. So I don't know what the big deal is about that, but it looks like every company is trying to, take advantage of the consumer, even though the consumer is already broke. For the most part, everybody's like heavily focused on consumer, 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 um, because the more affluent customers, they're not they're not responding as much. This is such a small number of those guys anyway. That anyway, a lot of people are coming out with these products. Just be careful because you guys, you need to focus on your building up your savings and building up your investments, and just getting more and more into debt. That's not the way to go. So I don't care if Samsung has a credit card or has a Samsung Pay. I don't care if it's an Apple Pay. I don't care if it's a Goldman Sachs credit card. I don't, what doesn't matter. You don't need another payment service. Basically, is my point. You don't need another payment service. You need to just save and invest and get ready for the next recession. And that way you won't suffer as much. So I just want to pass that along to you. What else is going on? It looks like, I think I mentioned before, just want to reiterate that interest rates and merchant service fees are going to be going up. For you merchants out there that do want business online, even you offline retailers, you're going to start noticing that your merchant service fees or your discount fees are going to be going up. And as you attempt to pass along those costs to the consumer, that's not going to put you in a very competitive position. So just be aware of the fact that, between tariffs, raising prices on our goods and services, now you got an additional issue. You got credit card, merchant, or discount fees. They're going to be going up. And, if you can't pass those costs along to your consumers, then you're just going to have higher priced products and you're going to be more or less competitive. It's basically the bottom line for that. I suggest you take a look at some of the alternative cryptocurrencies. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, you probably want to integrate that into your shopping carts and your point of sale terminals, mainly because you don't have to worry about discount fees. So if we can get merchant adoption on the cryptocurrencies, you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars, depending upon how large you are, on those discount fees and those the merchant processing fees and such. So you can plow that back into your operations. What else is going on? Gold is going up. There's massive consolidation in the gold mining companies. Barrick wants to take over Newmont Mining. Newmont Mining wants to take over Gold Corp, or I think it's called. So I think they anticipate that when the economy falls apart, people get into gold. If you want to protect your asset, protect your wealth, you want to get into gold. I think that's what they're thinking. So just keep an eye on what's happening in the gold sector. Gold is inching up very slowly, but I think the gold mining companies, Newmont Mining, Barrick, and Gold Corp, I think they all anticipate that there's definitely a reason to buy those mining companies. When you see massive consolidation and acquisitions in those spaces, you definitely want to consider why. So they could be sending a very positive signal for those people who like gold. So keep that in mind. What else is going on out here? Let's see. It looks like what else was I reading today? I think your government is really going to be faced with higher interest rates eventually. If you can't raise interest rates, then you can't attract very much investment capital into your markets. So the United States is going to definitely have to consider raising interest rates or doing something drastic to attract that capital. Mainly because otherwise, why would you invest in this country if you're not going to get a good return on your investment? But especially considering emerging market currencies are looking rather attractive. So as the dollar weakens, you're going to have to definitely take a look at opportunities outside the United States. Anyway, I don't want to drag this video on too long. I gotta wrap up my walk, but I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you guys know I'm still doing my 5-mile walks, spending a good amount of time in the gym as usual. As I mentioned before, I returned from a nice vacation in Egypt. Going to be planning additional vacations, and maybe someday I'll get a chance to live stream from out of the country. But right now, I don't like everyone to know where I am, particularly when I'm out of the country, for particular reasons. Anyway, we're going to shut this down and say goodbye to you guys, and you guys have a great day, and we will definitely talk to you later. Okay, take care and bye.